Hi, hello, how are you all this fine day? I hope that if you're here, you subscribe to this channel if you're not already, and you check out everything that is down below, all of my places you can find me, and if I find any tidbits for you to check out, they'll all be down there. So enjoy that, and enjoy while I discuss the fact that I am currently actively searching for a job. And oh man, if I think regardless of your neurotype, that whole process of job searching, applying, interviewing, all of the steps that are a part of it it's exhausting. And when you put in the fact that 15 to 35% of all autistic people are actually employed, which that means upwards of 85% are unemployed. I think that is very telling of just, I think, employment in general, and just how most workplaces are structured and the mentality around them. I think that also speaks to the process of applying and what's all required of that, and the questions that will likely be thrown at you in terms of, how I mean, it's probably not worded exactly this way, but inherently it is implying that, how productive are you? And what's your one weakness that isn't actually a weakness, but, we're going to ask anyway. It's just, I think, just speaking in my point of view of being autistic, it's so surface level, and it's, besides the fact that employment itself, especially depending on what you're doing, but a lot of jobs are inherently just not well equipped or accessible. It's really draining to have to mask, whether it's directly in an interview, on a phone, or just typing it out. You're having to act that I guess character of the ideal worker, and if you don't fit a certain kind of person, then it's just the question of, what's worth my time and what's not. As I speak, in one day alone, I applied to almost 100 different positions. Anywhere, everywhere. I'm to a point where I realize that it's not feasible for me to be overly picky. And I say that both because of the statistics of, employment or otherwise during a pandemic, might I add, but over the course of my time doing so many different things, trying to find something that works, which, again, for anyone, that's difficult. It's a whole discernment process. And it's quite a luxury to be able to seek something out and have it be really tailored to you, something you're really passionate about, and not just something that makes you money to survive. it's very multi-layered. So bear with me on that fact. But just knowing myself, knowing what a lot of employers expect, and just realizing that, my capacity and my energy is limited. It gets drained quicker than other people. And there are so many different aspects and tasks that can be quite common for kind of jobs, entry level or otherwise, that just I'm not great at. How I think and how I'm built wasn't necessarily made to be a great worker in a capitalist society. It's just not. And as I'm seeking things out and I'm going through this process, that it feels like it's its own job to find a job, that it's a difficult thing to weigh out, what am I able to do, what do I actually like to do, and what's actually available, and how am I going to make all the ends meet. And that there's a lot of pressure on that. There's a lot of pressure to be that kind of goal of independent, working full-time, just doing all the things that it's not an accessible goal to have. Or it's, at this point in time, that is not accessible to everyone, to most people, in fact. So I think there's a lot that could be better, to say the least, and depending on if you're in this process, what step you're at, even the question of whether to disclose that you are autistic, dyslexic, ADHD, whatever kind of neurodiversity, that's a huge risk as well. And with a big risk, it can be a big win or it could be a big and I'm to a point where I feel that it's just shush. Love that. It's a disservice to me and to whoever I'm asking for, whoever I'm applying to, I guess, to not be fully honest and to be authentic right off the bat rather than potentially working backwards, which has been most positions up to this point for me. And I'm to a point where I think I rightfully deserve, to be somewhere, if I am able, to be me and not have to feel like I'm going against the odds because I'm trying to be someone I'm not, if that makes sense. So that was a lot thrown at you at once. I understand that. But there's a lot of questions that come with finding a job, and with the pandemic, with everything going on, I think there's a lot of people in this position as well that there's just a lot out there. There's a lot on our plates here. And to try and make it as smooth as possible, even though it's kind of ableist, you deserve that. And if you have any thoughts, need to vent, anything, please share it in the comments below. Thank you for being here. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you all next time.